Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, almost 15 years out. Jerry Wall. And for those of you that are new here, um, I started doing the show to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury, and also to provide a platform for survivors, experts in brain health to share their journey from all across the world. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And Catherine, Lindora, Doug, I see a lot more people out there. But anyway, thank you again for being here. And if you haven't subscribe to my YouTube channel called Let's Talk Stroke. I appreciate it if you could. Yeah, hit the like button and hit the notification button. Um, anyway, I'm really excited about this topic here. I started doing this topic for a long time, kind of putting together my book and some things that what to expect after a stroke, and what it's going to be is a survivor's guide. Um, and I'm putting some chapters together. I'm not going to go through all of them because it'd be forever to go through it, but I will put a link on my page and YouTube and LinkedIn of what to expect, like a survivor's guide. And I start with chapter 1, which is the day everything changed. But we'll get into that in just a little bit. And but yeah, it really changed my life, what I didn't know. So the first chapter would be the day. How do I say that? The day everything changed. Trying to remember everything here. So really, nothing prepares you for the moment that your life takes a sudden turn. And I completely remember that. For many of us, many stroke survivors, it happens in an instant. So for those of you that don't know, or if you didn't feel that this happened, a sudden weakness in your arm, slurred speech, uh, dizziness, what else? Crushing headache, which is I had that too. Um, what crushing headache. Some remember it really clearly. Some others wake up in the hospital bed, foggy memories. No matter how it happened, the first step in is understanding that you are not alone. Which um, I'm going. I will go through these comments too. So if I miss a comment, um, which every stroke is different, as we know. I've done many interviews, and um, but for in the first few moments, confusion raids. Medical teams are moving quickly, running tests, scanning your brain, asking questions. You may struggle to answer if some people don't have aphasia, but there's a lot of answers that we don't know. So there are fighting the clock to save as much as your brain as possible. Um, the crucial thing is during a stroke, the first treatment can make a difference. The fast treatment, um, emotions during the early hours could include fear, anger, sadness, confusion, hope. Um, but those are other things. And see who is out there. Musong, um, yeah, I appreciate that. If you put in the comments here, um, Jocelyn, good morning. Yours was confused, then speech. Yeah, say what was at the beginning of your stroke? What happened? Mine was um, um, it hit me. I heard a pop in my head, and I felt like a gushing around my head, and then I would have fell if no one helped me put on the bed. I couldn't. Some people can crawl. Some people can move along pretty well, but it is definitely completely normal to feel overwhelmed in the early stages. Your job, our job, is just to hold on, focus on surviving, and letting the medical team do their work. A stroke, you know, changes your life, but it's not the end. Um, and also, you know, our loved ones, our family, whoever's around us, they may feel just as scared as we do. They they look for clues or cues. They look for that. So it's okay not to be strong all the time. If you have pseudobarbara effect, if you know what that is at PBA, which I have that. Cry if you need to. Ask questions when you're ready. If your speech is okay, and trust that your future, although it's different, it is still um, it's still full of potential. So you know, just remember that. In the coming days, you'll meet your entire team of medical professionals. So what our goal is to um, is recovery. Um, Therapists, nurses, doctors, even social workers, they're now our allies. The journey ahead may be long, which, you know, I'm coming up on 15 years. So, and I'm still improving. It's still a journey. Someone that tells you that you've, um, like you plateaued, but the journey may be long, but you did the first thing done, which is the hardest part. You survived. That's so that's a good one. So yes, this is the daily concept. I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, mine was all the above. I ended up couldn't speak, and this is kind of a guide that and it's not for everybody, but I will definitely put the link out there and show you that you guys can look at, and any comments. Um, Thank you, Joe. Yeah, but it's a constant battle. Good morning, Marcy. Good morning, you guys. Again, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Um, I'm going through a guide that I'm putting together. Um, so then, you know, if you go like that was chapter one. So if I go to chapter two, um, it's really understanding stroke recovery milestones, which you know, after every stroke, as we know, is different. So recovery after stroke looks different for everyone. There's no one size fits all journey, but there are common stages and milestones that most survivors experience. You know, knowing what to expect can make the road ahead feel a little less uncertain. You know, like the first week, um, and I've really been taking notes on what I've done over the you know, making a journal. The initial days of a stroke filled with, you know that probably evaluations, assess how much stroke affected the brain and body, you check your speech, movement, vision, balance, and cognitive function. So, you know, we may begin physical therapy for movement, occupational therapy for daily tasks, and speech therapy for communication and swallowing. Um, but it's the hospital room, the sense of smiling therapists. For me, looking back, helping us patient to sit up in bed. That was really a big thing. I don't know how long you guys spent in the hospital. For me, it was just about 2.5 months or so. Um, let's see. So I'm listening to this Musang and can't help feeling a little PTSD rushing back. Really, um, I'm just going through, you know, what kind of like a recovery guide would look like, and I'm just doing from my experience. So, um, but yeah, if you want to say anything else, but the PTSD rushing back, I'm Musang. Uh, Sorry to hear that. Can't help. Yeah, I mean, I'm going back because coming up on 15 years post. But this is stuff that you gotta expect. But some people can heal right away. You know, they just have no issues with you know, because if you do get the TPA, you get the shot. Um, you know, the emotional part of it is probably one of the big ones too. You have the well, if I go by to the first month after leaving hospital and ICU, 9 days for me, um, many survivors are transferred right to rehab, and I was right away, and I loved it. So recovery begins um, like every day, maybe you know, attend multiple therapy sessions to regain, our body, our brain. Um, I'm just looking back, so emotional ups and downs, which that happened. That's probably one of the biggest things. Um, Moments of progress and frustration. Some people have the frustration. Um, so support from professionals who believe in your recovery. I mean, that's to me they really wanted to. Um, and then I go by what's it called? 2 to 6 month progress report, I guess you would say. Um, Building routines, uh, strengthening relationships, finding new ways to adapt. A person walking with a cane besides a therapist, both smiling. I don't know if how you guys felt. Love to see all that. And let's see here. Uh, Jocelyn would do. I'm trying to kind of get through all this. So Gerald Chapman. Let's see. Did they start your therapy the first day you were admitted? Well, the first day of me, well, first 9 days I was in ICU in a stroke unit hospital, and after that, when transferred to a rehab facility. Excuse me, a rehab facility. Man, excuse me. Yeah, the first day out of got to the hospital, um, the rehab facility. I was right there. There's two or three times a day therapy, and I was focused on that. So that's where that was. Right now, I'm down, I'm up and down lately. Yeah, I mean, you go through those battles. Those are, I mean, who said it was going to be easy? Um, but the first 2 months are critical. You've got to, you know, I just don't like when someone says, which I know there's a lot of data out there. Well, most improvements happen within the first 6 months, but no, I mean, no, but that doesn't mean progress ends there. With constant effort, consistent effort, and therapy, a lot of us continue to gain function and independence. I, I mean, I look back. October 19th will be 15 years for me. And feel free, ask questions. Um, word of yes, well, yeah, it's a big deal. Thank you for the comments, you guys. Really do appreciate that. And see, Jocelyn, they told my mom, if I don't wake the 30th day, I woke up 29. Well, interesting, yeah, because it's a constant battle, but things things are good. I mean, it was just the beginning. The first couple of years was just, what am I going to do now? At least I thought, but it's totally different now. So you look at progress reports or like 1 year and beyond. Life after stroke settles in to a new rhythm. But my encouragement is to go to outpatient therapy because I still do, and I'm going back here. It's coming up for more outpatient therapy. I don't do which I should, the occupational therapy. I work on physical therapy because balance and all that. So a lot of people don't really go to therapy after a couple of years, but I do because who does not want to get better? Recovery still with neuroplasticity. The brain rewires itself really forever. So it really does make a difference. So you have to start and go to outpatient therapy. I also encourage going to um, um, support groups. Like I tell, and work on long-term goals. Think about where you want to be in, I don't know how many years, but long time. Um, Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. Musang, I'm going to bring your comment up so I can actually see it. Uh, so mental health is understanding that estimate and should have got help sooner than later. Big mistake for me. Good morning, Brad. Good morning. I understand about that, Musang. Um, I got in uh, audition to sing tomorrow. Wow, video that, Marcy. I'd want to see it. And Lana, good morning. But yeah, absolutely. Celebrate those little wins. I mean, I can't wait to hear you sing. So really try to get that on there so we can all um, maybe sing along after it. But so I mean, there's a lot of different things. You know, this is a big one. I think Musang, you maybe hit on it. Navigate the emotional roller coaster. Building your support team. Therapy tools and techniques. Every day, life adapting to the new normal. Is it going to be the new normal? If you think about it, it's it's the new normal is if you just stay complacent. That's your new normal. So you need to, I mean, after your hospital, uh, after the rehab, the therapist had stepped back. Real life begins again. But this is the time you need to be um, continuing, even if it's home therapy. There's so many tools out there now. You know, even like if you're preparing the new normal of learning how to prepare breakfast with one hand, if you know it, and seriously smile all the time, determination. Um, so what, you're not the same person you were before the stroke, and that's okay. Um, just be positive, surround yourself with um, positive people. There's so many people that um, oh, hey Wendy, what's going on? My sister-in-law, yeah. I found, let's see, thank you. I sing good. Oh, now I just kind of, I don't know if I can do it anymore, but after 4 years, some of my issues have gotten a bit worse. Mr. Chapman, do you feel that you are gotten worse because I don't know, don't get mad. Do you feel like you're complacent, that you're not doing what you were doing in the beginning? Uh, I don't know. I, I mean, I can see, you have cycles. We have those, what are they called? We have those ups and downs. Brad, did I say hi? I'm sorry. Hey, Brad. But we have those ups and downs, or those we go back sometimes. That's um, let's see. I'm moving. Awesome. Yes, therapy. So stick with it. I mean, if you just sit and doing nothing, I'm. This is just coming from me. Well, who would it be coming from if I'm talking? Um, but if you are being complacent, because I know it. I know sometimes you'd feel like this thing stinks. I don't want to. I feel like doing nothing. Some days, if you don't want to do anything, that's okay. Well, don't worry about it. Good morning, Alan. Um, Glendora, so I can see that a little longer. So family and friends who want you to improve and support your journey I totally agree there. Exactly, because you want to get better not only for yourself, you want to improve for them too. You want to get back to the life you had, which is very important. And here another like routines. Um, they'll look different, and that's okay. daily. People that I don't how do you say this? People that haven't had a brain injury. Um, I mean, that's okay. Here's some of the daily dressing battles are dressing, um, bathing, working, cooking. Well, working this is kind of it for me here. It, it's going to require some adjustments. You may move slower, use tools to help you dress, or and take some breaks because it's this isn't failure, it's adaptation. Um, Here's some tips maybe for to make your life easier. Use assistive tools. These things, one-handed kitchen gadgets, grabbers. Um, let's see, organize frequently. Use items within reach. Um, Create checklist, and stay on track. Um, Keep a structured daily routine to reduce fatigue. And that's another one I was going to go through. This is really true, I'm sure, for a lot of you. Fatigue. Does anybody still have fatigue? Um, is there any fatigue in yours? Because Catherine, I'm looking at you. Thank you guys for, again, I keep saying it. Thank you for commenting. And if you have any suggestions, please suggest here. I'm all for everybody to tune in or chime in so we can all have those um, days that we can understand. So you're Catherine. Um, you need bad days to know what good days are. I like it. I like that. I don't know if my therapy ever say, but anyway, post-stroke fatigue. It's just not tiredness. It is deep physical exhaustion that can appear suddenly and stay for hours. Listen to your body. Um, my fatigue was like that in the beginning. It's gotten a lot better. So for me, 15 years. So, there's sometimes I may have to just lay down. And some people, especially, I don't know who has seizures. I do. But, how do you manage them? I plan rest days. In the beginning, that's avoid overwhelming yourself or over committing. Committing. Um, Stay hydrated. That's one thing. I mean, I need to do a little more than that because I don't hydrate myself enough. Um, so when eating nutritious meals, that's I can tell you that's one thing we do. Track triggers. What triggers? In fatigue. A fatigue. A fatigue journal. My seizures. I have a seizure app on my phone. When I have one, well, it's obviously afterwards. Then I put it, there in there. That makes sense. I put that in well, how long it was. Um, was it a grandma where you just you passed out? I've had many that you can't talk, and I always get nervous about that every single day. That's something that I discover passions you didn't have. That's something that I do is just discover some passions that I didn't have before my brain injury. There's some other things, and thank you, Robin. Um, I know there was a big article on that on where you volunteer at the park there. Colleen, good morning. Yes, so what was the other? There was some days brushing your teeth. I mean, my teeth felt like it felt like a marathon, but I learned the that rest is part of healing. So just thought I'd throw that out there too. Um, some people do go back to work or just volunteer. Maybe that'll lead you into a job. If you do that. can you stand for a long time? 15 years. I mean, I can't stand for a long time. I can walk, but standing in one place is a little more difficult. Everybody's different. So maybe you should consider talk with your doctor. You know, maybe when the volunteer. Well, when will you be ready to uh, take the next step and get employed? Um, Ask about rehab programs. This is stuff to talk to your doctor. Um, Maybe because I know a lot of stroke survivors do remote work. Look at flexible options. Just start maybe um, through your, just a part-time job or something. But what is and this is a big thing too. I hear, most of you think that well, you do. If you're watching the show, you've seen that I've interviewed a lot of stroke survivors, a ton of them. Robin, you have a good day as well. But let's see. Helpful, really good reminders. Let's start from here. Loved ones may not always understand what we're going through. Um, patience, uh, patience, yeah, with yourself and them is key. Communication and honesty help rebuild trust and connection. Um, Here's some more. I always put the helpful reminders. Well, for me, talk slowly. What I don't talk slowly, express your needs clearly. This to me is my number one, and I absolutely love it. Is join stroke support groups, even online or in person. The in person one for me, so awesome. So I would definitely do that. Um, because it does make a difference in seeing how other people, you can learn something from that, and maybe you could teach some other people that maybe you didn't know, they didn't know. And it's very, for me, it's one of the best things I love besides um, physical therapy. um, Set boundaries when you need space. uh, Another really good one is to celebrate your progress with your therapist, with your support groups. Tell them what worked for you. Some people, I'm telling you, do not they get really complacent after you are discharged from the hospitals. So that's something is very important. So make sure you do that. So uh, so let's see. Finding joy in small victories. Recovery is not all about walking again, speaking clearly. Um, it's also about tying your shoes, making someone laugh, um, cooking your favorite dish. The first time I made my own coffee, I'm telling you, since I have PBA, pseudo-Barbera effect, um, when I first made my, or whatever it was, it makes you cry. I mean, um, it meant freedom. That's something really true. Let's see. Catherine, self-kindness is huge. Yes. Um, uh, let's see. Let's pull this up here. Musan. Musan, nice to see you, and everybody else. Jerry, after all the years and updates on your MRI results to see how much your brain has recovered. Oh, it would be very interesting to see how the brain heals. Yes. It's funny. I never asked them. I've had uh, many MRIs because of my seizures. And Catherine, yes. So I will um, I will ask them to see that, because I don't know why I didn't. Lindor, yes, I know. I'm on my way to volunteer at Safari Park. That was the one. But yes, Lindor, it is very. Let's see. Let's see what I'm getting into here. Are you sure you're not just getting lazy? but you don't get mad. Yeah, yeah, well, maybe, do I get lazy? Yeah, I kind of do, but it's definitely you're sometimes. Um, I mean, it's okay to have those days. Like I said earlier, it's okay to have those days where you just feeling like I don't want to do anything. Then that doesn't mean uh, it doesn't mean you're lazy. It just means that you need a break. I mean, daily therapy or doing stuff all the time. I mean, that's 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 what do you call it? That's okay to have those days. I yeah. So anyway, that's some of my tips that. But I got why do I just have this cough? Excuse me. Um, what is the others? Adapting. Here's another one. Is every adjustment that you do make is proof of your resilience. It shows the world and yourself that you are create, creative. What else? Capable and strong. Um, so really, definitely, celebrate those wins because you get those small victories. Look back and say, "Wow, I couldn't remember. I couldn't talk. Remember, I couldn't walk. I couldn't. There was a lot of things I couldn't do anything. But now walking with a limp because it broke my hip. But prior to that, I'm walking like a penguin. Um, but celebrate those. And another one is caregivers and loved ones. Um, there, there's so much. There's so much out there to. And I'll put this all down. Good morning, Faisal. Nice to see you. Um, yes, social settings give me anxiety. I know. I mean, if there's a lot of people around, it's a tough. I don't. You got to find space. For me, when that happens, because we got a big family, I go to into a different room if I need just to settle down and get rid of my anxiety. It's a but uh but if you have some see just like that, Kevin, what you just said, regimen routine helps me pass the time um, and get through each day. I, it's true. I like it. I like it. But please share all those these other people. These are really important. So anyway, that's kind of like what I just wanted to share with you. What else? I just want to share just this kind of tip that I've been contemplating putting together. But anyway, if you have any questions you want to ask me before we go, and I have if you haven't subscribed, some people I know I see a lot of people that are watching that are not commenting, which is totally cool. If you haven't subscribed, and I always do this, subscribe to Let's Talk Stroke, my YouTube channel. This show is on YouTube, YouTube, and several Facebook pages. So um, feel free to like and all the above. So, but any other, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask me. But if you haven't, that's all right. That's all right. You guys, I really do appreciate it today. Or now, Tuesday of next week. Well, for those of you that don't know, my show is Tuesday and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Central Time in Texas here. Um, um, but I do have Lori who will be on Tuesday to share share her journey. Okay, okay, this really goes. You're the man. You're the man. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, so Laura will be on Tuesday next week. And if anybody wants to be a guest on my show, been doing this for years, reach out to me. Love to have your story shared to the world because this is reaching everywhere. I mean, it's literally all across the world. Um, Catherine, thank you for showing up here and putting your comments in there. It really does. Um, it just it does help. If we share it to somebody, you know, if we don't know if we can help one person. That's all. I mean, we just want to help inspire one person. You know, it got on Tuesday and Thursday. Yes, Alan. Tuesday and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Central Time. And again, Alan, feel free to reach out. And if who hasn't shared their journeys, you know, you can inspire, you know, somebody. We want to help people. It's all we want to do. And thank you too. So if you guys feel free to in the comments um, ask questions even after the show's done. Feel free. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday and have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you guys,